Queen Letizia vs Queen Mary, Europe's silent royal war finally comes to light. Welcome to B News. For decades, Europe's royals have been presented to the world as symbols of unity, elegance, and diplomacy. Behind palace walls, however, not all is serene. On this day, August 18, 2025, whispers of rivalry between two of Europe's most admired queens, Queen Letizia of Spain and Queen Mary of Denmark, have erupted into international headlines. What was once a carefully concealed narrative of polite distance is now being painted as nothing less than a silent royal war. On the surface, both women embody the grace and modernity expected of contemporary queens, but beneath the dazzling gowns, diplomatic smiles, and public ceremonies, a tension has long been brewing, one rooted in ambition, influence, and the struggle for supremacy in Europe's royal stage. Before we dive into the details of this silent yet powerful battle, we invite you to like this video, subscribe to News Royals Families, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into the world of royalty. Here, we look beyond the glittering crowns to uncover the rivalries, betrayals, and unspoken truths that shape royal families across Europe. And we want to hear from you. Are these women symbols of unity, or are they rivals locked in a discreet battle for influence? Share your views in the comments, your perspective matters in this royal debate. At first glance, Queen Letizia of Spain and Queen Mary of Denmark could not be more alike. Both are celebrated as modern queens who broke with tradition by marrying into royal families from ordinary beginnings. Letizia was a successful journalist and news anchor before her marriage to then Prince Felipe, now King Felipe VI of Spain. Mary, an Australian marketing professional, met Crown Prince Frederick of Denmark in the most unlikely of circumstances, a Sydney pub during the 2000 Olympics. Each woman's story is a testament to how love can transcend borders, class, and expectation. Yet their similarities are precisely what fuel comparisons, competition, and a silent war for public adoration. The rivalry between Letizia and Mary has always been subtle, more whispers than open confrontation. Unlike historical royal feuds that erupted in dramatic displays of power, this modern-day battle is fought through style, diplomacy, and influence. Analysts often point out that Letizia represents a fierce, independent, and sometimes controversial queen. Known for her sharp intelligence and strong opinions, she has broken royal protocol on multiple occasions, asserting her voice in a monarchy that traditionally silenced women. Mary, on the other hand, is seen as the epitome of grace and diplomacy. A woman who has carefully balanced tradition with modernity, carving out her role as Denmark's beloved queen without ever appearing confrontational. But it is precisely these differences in approach that spark constant comparisons. When Letizia steps onto the international stage, she projects an image of power and independence, often overshadowing the softer approach of her European counterparts. Meanwhile, Mary's elegance and warmth make her more accessible to the public, winning admiration not through dominance but through quiet, consistent devotion. The question lingers, in the hearts of Europeans, which queen commands more respect, more love, and ultimately, more power? Behind palace doors, insiders have long hinted at cool relations between the Spanish and Danish royal households. Although both Letizia and Mary attend the same major royal events, coronations, funerals, and state banquets, observers note that their interactions are often minimal, their body language stiff, their smiles calculated. In an environment where every gesture is analyzed by cameras, even a subtle avoidance becomes a story. The unspoken distance between these two queens has led many to believe that a rivalry exists not just in media comparisons, but in real royal dynamics. One of the fiercest arenas of this rivalry lies in fashion. Letizia has often been hailed as the fashion queen of Europe, with her daring style choices and impeccable tailoring setting trends across the continent. She is unafraid to experiment, and her bold wardrobe often steals the spotlight at international events. Mary, meanwhile, embodies timeless elegance. Her understated but refined fashion sense has earned her admiration from critics who argue she embodies the very essence of a queen. This constant battle of style has become a symbol of their deeper rivalry, Letizia's boldness versus Mary's grace. Yet fashion is only the surface. At the heart of this silent war lies influence. Queen Letizia has been increasingly active on the international stage, particularly in matters of education, women's rights, and health advocacy. She positions herself as a modern voice in Europe's monarchy, outspoken, intellectual, and independent. Mary, equally active, has focused on diplomacy, humanitarian causes, and supporting Denmark's global presence. While Letizia often makes headlines for her bold speeches, Mary quietly wins admiration for her warmth, consistency, and relatability. Each queen represents a different model of royal power, and Europe seems divided in its loyalties. Adding to the tension are the men who stand beside them, King Felipe VI and King Frederick X. Both monarchs are respected, but their reigns carry different challenges. Felipe faces a nation deeply divided by political crises, particularly the Catalan independence movement, making Letizia's role even more scrutinized. Frederick, meanwhile, has taken the throne in Denmark with widespread support, with Mary seen as his stabilizing and beloved partner. Insiders whisper that the success of one queen's marriage and reign inevitably casts a shadow over the other, fueling comparisons not only between the women but between their entire royal houses. For the public, this rivalry is fascinating not because of hostility, but because it represents two visions of queenship in modern Europe. Letizia embodies strength, independence, and sometimes controversy, while Mary represents tradition, grace, and quiet stability. Both women are admired, both are scrutinized, and both are locked in a silent struggle for the crown of public opinion. Now, in 2025, the rivalry is harder to keep hidden. With global media dissecting every appearance, every gesture, and every word, the smallest sign of tension between Letizia and Mary becomes headline news. Their supposed cold glances at recent royal gatherings, the stark contrast in their fashion choices, and the competing narratives of their influence have turned this silent war into one of Europe's most talked about royal sagas. And so, dear viewers, the question is no longer whether a rivalry exists, it is how much it matters. Are we witnessing the natural competition of two extraordinary women, or are we seeing the beginning of a deeper power struggle that could redefine the image of Europe's monarchies? So, we ask you, is the rivalry between Queen Letizia and Queen Mary a battle of influence that strengthens modern monarchy through diversity, or a dangerous divide that risks fracturing Europe's royal unity?